What's going on, everyone? It's Courtney Rollins back here from the Aqua team, here with our Thursday sales training. Every Thursday, my team and I sit down and we take a look at one aspect of talking to sellers, talking to buyers, really just talking to people and figuring out ways that we can be better communicators so that we can make sure that we're serving our sellers and buyers and making sure we're locking up these deals at discounted prices. Again, let me back up. I am the acquisition manager and CEO of Aqua Team Properties, where we help people solve problems and create opportunities for income and wealth through real estate. Our primary form of marketing is cold calling. That means we're getting out in front of folks, smiling and dialing, and having the ability to have good conversations. Quality conversations is important. Now, really, it's quite simple. It boils down to making sure that you're likable, that you can exude confidence, certainty, and, like I said, likability. But this is a skill that can be learned. You don't have to oversimplify it or overcomplicate it, but it is a skill that can be learned. And any skill that can be learned needs to be studied through repetition, is where awareness grows. So today it looks like I'm solo. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump right in. I'm going to share my screen and rock and roll. All right, so let's see how I do that. Please. Is it, I guess? Click slideshow. All right, now where'd everyone go? Click here, then I share my screen. Where did it go? All right. All right, so today we're going to talk about the topic is how to address when you have conflict with the seller, with the buyer, really with anyone. Really for the last month, actually, every day I read about 10 pages of how to win friends, influence people, flipped off. I read it quarterly, but now I'm going to read it every day, just a little bit every day, along with Think and Grow Rich. I love those two books, and shout out to Bob Proctor, who's modeled how reading something over and over gives you the ability to really dig in and really expand your awareness and understand. So his model really told, he had a story where he said he changed his life just by reading Think and Grow Rich every day. And every day of his life, he said he read a piece of that. So I'm following that. Success Leaves Clues. Also, another classic is Never Split the Difference. And it is so crazy how, again, it covers off, these two books are so related. How to Win Friends, Influence People by Dale Carnegie, and Chris Voss's Never Split the Difference, the amazing former FBI negotiator, now top sales trainer for so many folks. So let's just get into it real quick, okay? So it looks like let me just throw it all up here and not be all cute and fancy. So there's a very cool quote in How to Win Friends and Influence People that says, "A man accused against his will is of the same opinion still." And it is so true. We are very emotional beings. And getting into an argument with someone quite often will make that person dig either deeper into into the trenches of their argument, or if you are correct, it usually serves to embarrass them, serves to, and it doesn't really serve a purpose. You know, it doesn't help you in the long run. So to help us think about that, there are a couple of tips I want to bring up. Like, you probably can think in your own life when you've had someone come up to you and maybe you had an idea or thought of something that you weren't really that big or deep on, but then they challenge you on that idea. And then all of a sudden it's like, hey, I'm defending this to the very end. A good friend of mine tells me a story about watching the ending of one of the episodes of Game of Thrones. And she thought, you know, it was all right ending. I'm not talking about the final season, but it must have been some episode. And her partner was like, yo, that is the worst ending I've ever seen in my life. And she was like, well, actually, you know, it was all right. And then he's like, no, he's arguing up and down why she's wrong, why it's the worst ending, da 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 da. And by the end of the conversation, she's defending adamantly her position of why that ending was not as horrible as he said. And that's just like our nature. Sometimes we feel like an attack on an idea or is an attack on us. And a lot of people have a hard time separating that. So when you're in sales, you don't really want to, or really in life, there's really, what does it serve? It puts you in a negative state. This doesn't mean you don't advocate for yourself or advocate for truth, but there's ways that you can do it that lubricates the situation and helps people save face and helps you get more closer to an end goal that serves you and serves all. So here are a few tips. When you're having a conversation with someone, label what they're feeling, label the emotional or observational, what you see. Well, it seems like I upset you. It seems to believe, or I seem to believe, you seem to believe that I'm treating you unfairly. I want you to, say more about that. Or it sounds like you're upset. This is going to affirm, acknowledge. Now, the way you say it is very important because it's going to affirm, acknowledge, and their view and their feeling. It's not to be said in an accusatory, angry way, but in a very deferential manner. It seems like I offended you, the accusation audit. Now, this is great, especially if you are in the wrong and you recognize that. If you're, could be a strong person to recognize that. And I'm not saying I'm a strong person, but I have had plenty of times, even today, several times today, where I've had to do the accusation audit, where I'm like, oh man, I really screwed up right here. When there's, oh man, you're gonna think I'm a total fraud or mumbling, this or that. Or and what it does is quite often it can put the person you're talking to almost, it comes to your defense and your rescue, because there's a feeling of reciprocity, or a feeling of, oh man, I want to help ease this social discomfort. And since they are already addressing all the things that I could have addressed, it's I want to go ahead and try to make amends. And that's actually what happened today. It also takes the sting out of any accusations that they may have. And then the last one is calibrated questions, which is like, well, I hear what you're saying, but I hear what you're saying. How can I do fill in the blank of what you're asking if I don't have fill in the blank? Or how can I come up to your offer if I'm sorry, I don't have much money. How can I come up to your offer? Or how can I help make this, better? Or what happens when we come to an agreement? These are calibrated questions that are open-ended, not yes or no questions, that put the emotional baggage or responsibility onto the actual person you're speaking to help resolve the situation, and hopefully in your favor. They're instead of confronting you with their offer, their demands, now they're thinking, okay, how can they do this, or how can they make amends, or how can they come up with this or that? And quite often it leads them to a more favorable stance or outcome for you, which hopefully is the best outcome for everyone involved if you're leading with integrity. All right. So, hey, in order to try this out, I am actually going to make a live call right now. And before I do that, I see my man Greg is hopping in here. So let me let a couple of folks into the chat. And I'm going to put him on mute here as he comes in. I'll say what's up to my man real quick. G Money. Are you in here? I'm afraid he might join right when I'm about to make a call. I want to make sure he's in before I call. But those are two amazing books to take a look at. Put it on. I would suggest you put Never Split the Difference on audio. I have a copy, but real talk, I've only listened to the audio. I listened to it about 4 or 5 times because I just like hearing the voice of the narrator. I wish it was Chris Voss' voice, but the narrator has a great voice too. Michael something, I can't remember his name, but he has a nice voice, that FM radio voice that really gets the, almost said his name, gets the, it makes the reading go smoothly. Of course, there's audio versions of How to Win Friends, Influence People. But yeah, let me go ahead and, looks like he has an issue connecting with the, there I got you in here now. All right, AG, I'm back.
All right, now I can hear you.
Hey, go ahead and mute yourself, man, because I actually have an appointment to call. I want to do live, perfect. And I wanted to, told him I'll call him at between 4:45 and 4:50. So The reason I'm doing this call is because this is a lead where I think they're a little upset because they saw the assignment fee. The assignment fee is $45K. And even though I thought this was, even though I took all the steps I was supposed to take and was very clear and upfront about, what we're doing, I think they're now are a little itchy or upset. And one way I could have avoided this in the future is go ahead and double close, where I actually use the end buyer's funds to close on the property and then technically sell it to me within 30 seconds to an hour or whatever later. They would do the transaction with the end buyer. That way it avoids disclosing your payment. But at the end of the day, you could also preempt that by talking to the seller and saying, hey, this is what I do, and this is the value I'm adding. Do you care how much I'm getting off this? Because I'm trying to, I'm adding value. I'm providing speed and convenience for you for what you're giving a discounted price. Let's see. So may not be a fun. Well, I'm going to speak in this. It's going to be a great call because I'm going to learn from it, and I get to share with front of you guys. Okay. If you run any notes, you can put in the comment as you hear me talking. I appreciate it.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 9104894.
Let me try to read out.
Forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 9104889.
Maybe they're trying to call me back now, so let me give me a little bit of a break here. Yeah, Jay, I saw you come in early. I was trying to log you in, but I actually kicked X and kicked you back out. Appreciate you jumping back on, man. But oh, that's them. All right, let me try this one more time. Or let's see what they're saying. All right. I think, yep, they just nope, yep, they just try to call me back. All right, let me try this not one more time. Let me try it. Until I get them. Stay till the job's done.
Hello, can you hear me?
Gotcha. Yes, sir. Hello there. How you doing, Mr. Alexander?
Okay. Hey, let me turn down the TV.
Awesome.
ACC games, just overtime.
Oh man, I'm not even up on the screen.
Okay, 1 second. My wife is coming to the phone.
Oh, perfect.
Hey, Courtney.
Hey, Mr. Alexander, how are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm feeling really good, really good. A little nervous about Carolina after that victory this weekend, but I think we got what we wanted. So can only be smiles, whatever happens in the tournament.
I'm sorry, repeat that?
Which team?
Oh, I see you guys are watching. It sounded like y'all are watching some basketball, and I was just reeling off how happy I was that my team, my alma mater, beat Duke on Coach K's last home game. So.
Oh yeah, man, I was too. I was pulling for
Yeah.
Yeah,
awesome.
even though the coach and his white wife.
Yeah, that was like, why did he volunteer that? That was the most awkward. Awkward.
I can't get over that.
It's so awkward. Like, there's not, to me, there was nothing wrong with the wife, but just the way he just volunteered in such the most awkward way is just.
And so soon in the conversation.
Like proud of it, like it was a flag. Like, let me put the flag down and show you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Courtney, the reason we called, when we did the negotiation, we did not know what.
Sharon used to be a realtor. I mean, she wasn't a realtor.
I took the plea.
Oh, awesome.
We did not realize that your agent's price was going to be as cheap as it is. It seems a little bit more than generally speaking an agent would get.
And that it was been in good faith that he was looking out for.
Oh, the agents. Are you talking about the? You're referring to the assignment fee there?
No, the agent's price is 40,000.
I think it's for well.
We're 35.
Oh, I hear you. We don't have an agent on there. I think there's not an agent. What it is, that's an assignment. So when we take these deals, I'm not a realtor. I don't have an agent or a license. What we do is take the deals, and then since we're packaging them, and especially something like this where we're doing a new build, we'll partner with investors, and we're still in a deal with them. So when we put our fee in for our partnership with our investors, that's what you're seeing there. That's not an agent or a realtor fee. That's part of as we continue to work with Beach, the developer. So we're still in there, but as we continue to develop and work, and he's going to get his way larger profit once the building is built and sold. But that's not an agent realtor fee right there. But it sounds like that fees sound large and surprised you all, or was
it does. It seems.
Well, we didn't know what it was until we got the paperwork right at the end.
Yeah, we didn't realize. First of all, we didn't know that it was going to sell for that much. I think we had said that the minimum we wanted was tax value. We had no idea that it was going to sell for more than.
But thinking that you, as our negotiator, would have said, "Hey, Mr. Alexander, let's go for a little more than that. You can get a bigger fee," and that never did happen.
Okay. So it sounds like the amount that we're receiving or the amount that we're doing as we cut to the deal is too much for you all.
You know good well that wasn't too much for me. What, for us or who?
Well,
them? Yeah,
well,
for them, I thought it was. It's sold for 185. They're going to get 35. That's like 20%.
well, they're not.
Almost 20%.
Yeah, I hear you. That sounds like an exorbitant amount when it comes to like a
does.
realtor fee. And I can see
Yeah.
if like you're seeing it and you're like, hey, I'm selling this for 140. Why wouldn't Courtney try to cutting out?
Yeah,
Exactly.
right.
Yeah. Right. I hear
So
that.
it seems that if we're selling it for 180, 185,
Should have gone for 150 at least.
Yeah.
is the minimum that we should have
Yeah.
received.
Yeah, I hear you. I've had situations where I've in similar situations where I put a contract in and I partner with somebody and my team may receive maybe 5 or 6 or 7, then I look and they're receiving 45 and it does not feel good when I'm like, oh man, I've been putting all this work, the leg work to set up the contract, do all this stuff, and you're receiving this on the end. I can understand that being upsetting. What recourse would you have to go or be the next step?
We'll see. For a realtor, you said it's not a realtor, but for a realtor, and I know they aren't, I'm not even sure what they are, but 10%, Courtney, is usually
Yeah, I think
more than generous.
yes, man, I understand that.
7 to 8%, 6 to 8% is what an agent gets, and to me, you went the extra mile, so 10% sounds generous.
Well, the thing is that I definitely hear you on that. They're not a realtor or agent in this situation. That is an investor. That's the partnership in the structure that they work out, or we work out with the person we're partnering with. So this is not an agent I just found the buyer and I move on. No, this is somebody who's continues to take a risk, has a ongoing partnership with the person who's developing the deal. So them having that relationship and having it's not a realtor. It's not an agent that is representing me or representing you or representing even the buyer. This is someone who's going in partnership. It's just because of the disclosure, everyone sees all the numbers that are on there. So that's not an agent.
Is that 140? Is that non-negotiable? Is there any way that we can renegotiate for a higher price? No, they're not going to sell it for more than that, but that our profit would be more than 140.
I hear you on that. Now I did hear you. To be quite honest, I can't say yes because that's me getting into their pocketbooks or getting into their relationship and the contract that was signed and what they agreed to. If I go back to them, if they said like, what is the number that you all would be looking for? I think you said 145 or 150. I don't know what I could fight for. Is there a number that if?
Okay, so if it's at 185, 10% of 185 is 150, yeah, 155, 145, 145, 150. 150.
So if I can go back and I can say, if I can get to 150,
Yeah,
I can.
Yeah, because this is just a tax, honestly. Yeah, I thought it was
All right.
as a person negotiating in our best interest that you would have gotten us the best price. That was minimum. In fact, that's what yeah.
All right. Well, I definitely hear that. Especially if what I was trying to do was put it out there and try to as best I can to again, I don't control that end price when somebody is putting it on there. I just said, hey, here's the numbers. Can we make this work? And then if they have a relationship because of their experience or their time, I don't really control that. Like as I said, I've done plenty of times before. I'm like, oh man, I need to call that guy. So next time I can just go straight to them. And then, I'd have more control over that. But, my job is to find as many relationships as possible. I just didn't have that relationship with that end buyer. But this is what I'll do. I'm going to go back and I'm going to push and fight to get to 150. And then Caitlin will call you back, or I think you have what is the next step once if I get it to get to 150? Did she tell y'all you sign the documents after it's adjusted and all, if it gets to 150 or what?
Yeah, after it's adjusted. Well, yeah, we haven't talked with her. I'm talking to you first.
Yeah, she's so hard to get. Well, I'm not gonna criticize nobody. I wish there was a little more community.
I did call the number. I just got her to call the number and ask her to send me documents ahead of time. I wanted to see it all.
I got you.
I signed anything.
I hear that. Well, yes, sir. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and work on this, and I'm gonna try to call you back this evening, and hope it's 5 o'clock. Maybe I can get her while she's in the office. She does respond to emails, it seems like, but I'll get on the phone immediately and try to get that up, and then call you all right back.
Okay, good enough.
All
Thanks, Courtney.
Yeah, sounds good. I'll talk to you all later.
Appreciate you, buddy.
No problem. G, money. You there, G? Well, I don't know sure Greg is, but
I'm here, bro. I'm here. My bad. I was trying to. I have you on two screens, so my bad.
Yeah. So I caught myself a couple of times wanting to go to bat and try to over explain, but this was just a situation where I should have just double closed. Some people are frustrated. I think Mr. Alexander assumed that I don't know why he keeps assuming that I'm an agent, or if he I don't know. What are your thoughts when you hear that?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like they think you're an agent, but I think that you kind of try to help explain to them that you're not. Nonetheless, I like the way in which you have stuck. You were trying to stick to what we've been practicing and what like you always went back, and it seems like you always went back to taking control of the conversation, but listening to them, and they are in a lot of distress, or they are in a lot of pain. It seems like.
I think, to me, my opinion is that I think they saw that cost. They're doing good. They saw that money, that assignment fee, and were like, "Whoa, wait, what's going on?" And they're inside somebody else's pocket. That's my humble opinion. I love them to death, but I think to me, that's the situation, man.
Yeah, hey, you might be right, because you've already been dealing with them a little while longer.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, we agreed on the price. It was really fine and cool and everything. And then once you see the assignment that is on top, that's why I usually ask people, do you mind how much I make off this? Usually I ask the buyer, but the seller, I can understand them, because the seller is I can understand that. I completely understand where they're coming from. They won't like, whoa. But let me, man, I appreciate you listening, man. This was a short call because I really wanted to think about how I thought he was gonna come in a little more hot because he was heated at me the other day. And I was like, what the heck, man? I've been just as open and honest, but again, I gotta understand that position. I might not even post this this video because this is tough. But if I do, it's because we raw out here, you know.
Right, I feel you. I just got off a call. Dude told me, get off my phone, try to defraud somebody else or something like that. He said, I'm like,
follow up too?
Yeah, it was. So this is the first time he ever answered the phone.
Oh,
like it sounded like he was down for it. And when he said how much are houses in that area, I said, well, I went on PropStream and I told him a range from 50 to 90,000. He was like, yeah, he said, I know more than you. Anyway, it sounded like I know more than you. Man, go ahead and try to rip somebody else off.
Man, let's listen to that call later on, man, because that's I like that you went and gave him a range if he was pushing, and we can talk about. Let's break that down. We'll listen to it and break it down. But for right now, I'm gonna jump on the urgency of this and holler at my partner to see the JV partner and tell him we gotta get this done. So we're gonna have to reduce this down. That'll just be 5K reduced for both of us to make this happen.
Sounds great.
All right, my brother. Thanks for joining on here, man. Love you and rising tides, my man.
Yeah, lift all sails, bro.
Yeah.